Hello, in this video I'd like to show you how to make fire starter. Some of the things you're going to need is an egg carton, spoon, pan of water, sawdust, jar. This time I'm using a Tostitos salsa jar with what I have is wax that I repurposed, or that I'm going to repurpose. And what I have here is Babybel cheese. These are little snack cheeses you get. So when you open them up and you peel them off, if I can get this one out of here. I'll peel it from the other side now because I didn't want to this side. Sometimes they're fussy that way. But you get the cheese out, you end up with wax. So I'll get to the next step here once I get this cleaned up. As I'm heating the water up, I'm going to take this lid off, take these wax pieces, put them in the jar, and I'm going to rotate this jar a little at a time to heat it up so it doesn't crack when you put it into the water. So you do need a pan of water, a couple inches, maybe an inch in the bottom of the pan, and then you can start by putting the wax in the jar right in the pan there, just nice and easy so it heats the jar up slowly. Anyway, and you'll take the spoon, just an old spoon, and you're going to stir the wax until it's melted. And we'll get to that step once we're melted. Okay, I have the wax mostly melted. In the bottom here are the little strips of paper that came with the Babybel cow, I'm going to call them Babybel cow cheeses, but Babybel cheese. I also had some candles that were melted down to hardly anything put in here. And in the past I've also used citronella candles that you have at your campsite that eventually the wicks burn out and then you end up with a wad of wax. They work pretty good. So the next thing you want to do, I'm going to set this over here. Oh, fogged up again. Okay, you shut the stove off. I'll take the sawdust. I made a little funnel. I take and dump sawdust down the funnel, just a couple handfuls at a time. And then I'll stir it in. I'm going to wipe the lens here again. Anyway, stir it in until you get a good pasty consistency. It's going to take quite a bit of sawdust, but I do have sawdust. So a couple more handfuls. Anyway, I was running my chop saw and I had plenty of this extra sawdust from cutting down wood. So what you're making is these little fire starter cubes that you can start your campfires with. I've even used them for pellet stoves when my self-starting burner went out on me a year or two ago. So I'm getting close to a pasty consistency, but I'm still getting a good amount of wax doing its thing. So I'll just do one more handful, dump it in, stir it in. Okay, I'll get back to you when I'm ready to load up the egg cartons with this stuff. Okay, now that I've stirred it, I'm going to shut the stove off. Take the jar over here onto the towel. I'll move the water out of the way. And what you want to do is get yourself about a tablespoon, like so, and just put it inside the egg carton hole there. Take another one, stuff it in there. If there's extra or too much, you can just pull some out and put it into the next one. I'm not going to make a whole dozen of these, but I'll just give you the concept. So egg cartons are really good for repurposing into these fire starter cubes. So they help start a fire up really good. You don't need to use a bunch of paper that way. You just put the cube in and light the edge of the paper, it'll start lighting the wax on fire, and it'll start acting like a candle, and eventually the wax will burn hot and high, and the sawdust helps that. So last year I gave a fire starter to a lady that was trying to start a fire with her son. She was showing up to go camping for the night, and she just had her lighter and she was trying to light a campfire for her son using twigs and sticks, and she was using what paper she had, but I could clearly see she was running out of options. So of course I cut her some more kindling from my firewood and actually took her a couple of these fire starter cubes, and she was able to have hot dogs and roast marshmallows over the fire. So happy I could help. So we made 9 fire starter cubes. So once you got them in there, you just want to pack them down a little bit. There's still candle wax squishing up. The candle wax will soak into the paper, and there'll be a waxy paper down below. But once this all cools down, it'll be solid, and then all you do is, you can use this lid still, but you just take and tear the paper out of the way. You tear the cube off so you don't use them all at the same time. And that is all. Use it like that for storage. Put it with your camping gear. Keep it dry, but it'll start fires for you perfectly. Thank you for watching. If you like any of my videos, please smash the like or just subscribe, and it'll go a long way in helping me with making more videos. I am trying for 100 subscribers for 2021 and shooting for the moon in 2022.